Well, the first question I have to ask is, how is your body feeling?
I feel good. I feel like I'm back in shape now, finally. All the injuries that I've had, nothing is lingering, like nothing is hurting, nothing is tight. Everything seems to be in the right place, the right spot. So I'm just happy, I'm able to perform once again.
The smile on your face on March 6th when you rejoined the Sharks was just contagious. You just have sparkles in your eyes and you were grinning ear to ear. What can you tell us about that particular day?
Yeah, I think honestly, it started the day and before that, my J-Mac, called me after the game and he said, hey, like, you're playing with the guys tomorrow and then you're going to play in Winnipeg. And I think from there, it was just like, there's so many emotions and it was hard to tell whether it was like nervousness or like excitement, those two are tough to tell apart, obviously, but I definitely felt so excited and there was so much emotion. Like, I got there, like, felt like I was lying on my feet, like, the whole trip, like, even though we played back-to-back in the AHL and then, basically, like, having one day off and going back again to play in FHL, like, I couldn't tell you that I felt tired. I think there's just so much, so much good emotion, so much happiness, like you said, and it was just really exciting.
I mean, it's one thing to overcome the type of physical injuries you've had, and we'll get to that, but the emotional aspect of getting through injuries like that is a whole different thing. You seem like a really positive person. First of all, where does that come from in you?
Yeah, I don't know. At least I see it like that, but I know, going through all of that, cycling through gyms, I was that point knowing a lot of people, especially, the close friends and family, like, but, we all have our ups and downs, especially, and with this kind of stuff, but it definitely comes from my family, like, every time, like, growing up as a kid and, like, watching my parents, because I know they obviously never had it easy and didn't have, like, everything perfect every single day, but they always seem, to work their way out, and they always tell me, like, just, be happy, like one day at a time, like, just stay positive, like, stay in it, like, that they never let me, kind of give up on anything. I've had tough times before, like with my game and with, playing, and when it didn't work out for me at like 16, 17, when I had to go back home to Russia, I was down, like, that's probably the only way I can compare it to. I was really, really down, and my parents were there for me, and they were like telling me, like, don't give up, like, whatever it is, like, you have today, and just do your best, like, to, get out of today whatever you can. And so I just kind of stuck to that mindset and just, kept pushing over pre-season.
Do you have anybody else you turn to other than your family?
Definitely. And to be honest with you, my parents they're away now, like, they're back home. They're able to come visit me a couple times, but I just think that everybody on the team, like, the whole organization, like, all the guys, like, everybody was so easy to talk to. Like, if I needed to, speak to someone, or if I needed to go and hang out with someone just to get away, or, like, sometimes guys would, like, they'd come to my place, like, few players, and would just hang out. But I didn't feel like I was alone. I think that was the most important part for me.
We know that the string of injuries, the hernia, the adductor, the hernia, the Achilles. I mean, at what point, or at what points maybe, did you just feel like, oh my God, I can't?
Yeah, I think that, for me as a person, the easiest way to move is like when you set a goal and you see the goal and you see kind of like what you have to do throughout, the timeline. And let's say I get an injury, like it was a hernia, and it was like, okay, 3 to 4 months of recovery. So I know, like, I got to take 1 month easy, then start training, do this and that. And then by, month 5, I should be able to, stay and play. And for me, just thinking about that month number 5, like, it gets me excited. It gets me going even through the top days. Like, that's what I come back to, that's my baseline. And I'm always thinking about it, like, I'm guided back. We're going to be playing soon. Like, it's okay. Everything's good. And so it gets me, keeps me going, keeps me disciplined. But when you kind of get there to that month 5 and you're ready, like, you're all excited to come back to play, and then all of a sudden something happens. and they'd say, okay, like it's another, 5-6 months. And you're like, okay, let's start over. Like, let's do this. Like, you already know how to get through it. You start getting back in shape. Like, and obviously it stopped too, like, getting back in shape, like just physically, just as much as mentally, because you're by yourself. Like you're pretty much like on the bike, in the gym the whole time. Like you're not on the ice with the guy, but like you're having fun. Like you're just grinding there. And, when it happened second time was okay, but then when it happened third and fourth, then, after Achilles, like, it's kind of like, damn, like, when I'm going to get there to that month 6 again, like, is it actually going to be okay? Like, am I actually going to be able to play finally? Because now it's, like, been over, like 2 seasons, then it's just, that's the thing that was kind of like, settling in my mind. That's like, am I actually going to be able to play? Isn't it ever going to happen? Or is something else going to pop up again? And you start like feeling your body like, oh, like maybe this is it. Maybe this is hurting. Like you're just starting overthinking a lot of things. But, that's the beauty of it though. Like that you have all the guys around and, the players, staff who, you go and you talk to. And obviously a lot of guys like, I've been through injuries and they probably have the same kind of, mental stuff where they're kind of thinking whether, like, do I need to take it easy here, like on the Achilles or on the groins? And they might think that something might happen, but it's okay. It like happens to everyone. You just got to get through it, and like every time that injury happened, it was just kind of like, all right, like, let's just get through this. Like, I'm sure everything's going to be all right.
623 days until you were able to get back on ice with Barracuda. 663 till you were able to get back on with the Sharks. What do you think you've learned about yourself during that time?
Tough question, honestly. I'm still kind of trying to understand, like, and pick up just to overthink all of those 600 days and just it's hard to say what exactly I learned if there was one thing, but I guess, most important things I picked up is definitely that, I am a good hockey player. Like, I know that this is what I love to do, and it wouldn't be anything else in this world as of now. Like, I would want to do besides just, get back out there and play hockey. And the second part of the thing is just I realize how important it's, your close friends and family and everybody around you. Like, they're just, they want to support you. Like, they actually care about you and they wish you the best. So, to me, like, it just, it definitely, hockey and family and friends got even more meaning in my life than it was before.
I want to talk about your rookie season. You're a rookie of the year for the 2020-2021 season. You said these relationships on the team and on the coaching staff mean so much to you. Can you say a little bit about that during your first season that you were playing?
Coming in, like, still, only had 1 year of like North American pro hockey before that season. And coming in I was nervous, obviously, making a team at first and kind of, first month, like playing every game and then realizing, okay, like I have a chance to actually, play here, every day. And then we, like I said, like we all have our ups and downs. And like when I had, bad days, bad shifts, it seemed easy because I felt the trust from, the coaches and the players around me. Even when I was down on myself, sometimes they helped me to get through it because they were giving me that confidence. Like, hey, like, don't get down on yourself. Like, you're a good player. Like, everything, will be all right. Like, it's just one game, like, mistake here, mistake there. Like, you come the next day, you fix it. So I think that was like my main issue. So they helped me, kind of get through that and, become like a consistent player. So yeah, that was probably the biggest like helpful thing from them.
Obviously the team looks different and will look different, but some of the leadership is still, the core leadership is there and was there when you entered the team. What can you say about that leadership group? Logan Couture, sings your praises, says you always come in with a smile on your face. You're a really positive guy. What can you say about the core of this team?
Like you said, you can just tell that, guys care about each other, and we worry about each other a lot, obviously, and even for times like this, but we're unfortunately not making playoffs, and seed was not going our way, but at the end of the day, like, everybody's working hard, everybody's doing their best, and everybody's trying to help each other, pick each other up, and I think our leaders, like, they're always there, like, and they're always there to talk, and they're always there to help, and especially with a lot of young guys now up there, like, everybody gets treated well, it's just it's a great group, honestly. I don't think I've been on a better team, like, and in a better group before, so I'm just I'm so happy to be here.
Well, and you're here for at least another couple of years. You just signed a 2-year contract. So, I mean, on the heels of all of this, how did that feel?
It was a big relief. Definitely, the biggest relief. I had a lot of pressure coming up with this injury, and, like, knowing that I'm going to have, like, around 20 games left and trying to prove myself. And obviously, it's hard getting back in shape, like, mid-season after missing 2 seasons, but I'm just glad it worked out. I'm glad that people upstairs put the trust in me, and they're looking forward to see me for another 2 years, and I'm just looking forward to going to the summer, improve myself, and be the best version of myself I can be, and just keep improving every day.
Nikolai, we know that the team is going to look different next season. We know that there's work to be done. But we also know that you're part of that equation. What do you think you will bring to this Sharks team next season?
For my game, I think it's definitely doing my job to defending and moving the puck. I have a skating ability. That's probably my main asset that I need to use, and I'm always looking to improve on that. Like, for me, if I'm my mindset, like, if I'm good at something, I'm going to find what I'm good at, and I'm just going to, improve on that and try to get better at that every day. Because you see there's so much talent, so many young kids, like, come in every year, and, like, they all can skate, they all can pass the puck, they all can shoot, and, like, if you, in this league, like, you stop improving, if you're just good at something, but, when I get better at something else, like, it's pretty much game over, because there's going to be other competition, other guy, because this guy can take your spot, so for me, it's always, it's just improving and getting better.
Well, I think everybody is rooting for you, and congratulations on, this next stage of your career and this new chapter for you.
Thank you so much.